What's up, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Adam, I like games, and today... that's not my intro. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, depending on when or where in the world you're listening from. You are through to our Gilmon starter deck unboxing here for the Digimon card game. And yeah, this is the one I mentioned in the video previously. This is the one that got stuck in the UK. Force Digimon got here first, so we looked at that deck first, but now we have Gilmon, and as you can see, the box is just as big. The regular starter deck boxes are about a third of the size, if even. But that's not what we're here for today. We're here to look at what's inside the box. I know, wonderful concept, huh? So we can see this is our Gilmon starter deck. It comes with some new Gilmon cards, some very good cards. I'm torn on whether I prefer this deck over the Force starter deck, but as we carry on, as usual, effects and stats and things will be on screen, so we're just going through the usual flim-flam of showing what the box looks like. The artwork bleeds over to this side of the box, where with the Force one it bleeds over to that side, so you do have the opposing strategies and such. On the back, same as before, showing off the new cards, a few stats on what you can expect inside, and then our usual customer support, only available in Japanese, any and all sale and or export of this product outside Japan is strictly prohibited without approval. So let's open up the box and we'll take a look at what's in here. And I imagine it's just going to be similar to the Force starter deck, where we have the deck, we get a playmat, we get our rule cards. We are going to get those special promos for the colored memory boosts, so we don't really need to go over those, but because we already covered that in the Force starter deck. But for those who may have missed that, the general effect of these cards is they all do exactly the same thing, but the only variance is on whether you're playing a red deck, a blue deck, etc, etc. So we just set our box aside here. There's the deck. Here is our memory boost. Now because I have two of the Gilmon deck as well as now two of the Force deck, I have a full playset of each of these memory boost cards. Don't really know if I'm going to be using them myself, but you know, I'll flick through them very quickly for those who might have missed out. But we do have these very awesome memory gauges. I love this new Gilmon art. I really do. He looks quite awesome in this new artwork. And then of course you set it up like this, and you and player 2 are ready to go. So placing those aside, we'll do a quick glance over at the memory boosts again, just to show them off. And basically, as I said, they all do the same thing, just this only affects red cards, blue cards, yellow, green, black, purple. Nothing really changes in that department. Pardon me. So when you play it, you pick up the top 4 cards of your deck, you add a Digimon of the color that you're of this card to your hand, and the others go into the bottom of the deck in any order you like. If it's used as a security card, it goes into your battle zone, which then it can be used from your battle zone. If you can put it into your trash and gain 2 memory, but there is a delay effect where that ability can't be used on the same turn it enters play. So and they all do that. Like, they all do that. The only difference is the change in color. And I still love this Stingmon art here. And given that I am playing blue currently, we may give blue memory boost a shot, but I am also looking at the yellow decks because I want to play Pulsemon, There's a new Pulsemon coming in the booster pack next month, and it's very likely that his full evolution line is going to be in that as well. So not just Pulsemon, but also Bulkmon, Boutmon, and then Kaduchimon. So kind of looking forward to that as well. Hopefully we can get some playsets going, and that'll be a lot of funsies. So then moving on to the main deck. Let's just get this sleeve off. Again, calling it a sleeve is a bit rich. It is just a strip of plastic. And we have our general rule overview cards, as we usually would. Set them aside, and now we have our main deck. And much like the other one, a lot of shinies in here. I hope they feel just as robust. That was something I know I sort of harped on quite a bit in the previous video, but I really did like just how much thicker and more less susceptible to damage. Like these cards are great as they are. They're not the Final Fantasy trading card game cards, but the new foils come pretty close to that sort of texture. So you know, if every card game was built like the Final Fantasy trading card game, materials wise, we'd have a lot of fun. So we start off with Gigamon, and I love this artwork. I really do. It's just amazing. So he's a Digitama level 2, and he's got an inheritable skill where on your turn, once per turn, when an opponent's Digimon is destroyed, this Digimon gets 2000 DP for the rest of the turn. So obviously, when you evolve Gigamon into a level 3, when your opponent's Digimon is destroyed on your turn, that Digimon then gets 2000, and that continues up the evolution chain because it is an inheritable skill. And we get 4 of these Gigamon. That's awesome. So setting aside then, we go to Monodramon, and this is a reprint of the Monodramon from BT1 with alternative artwork, and I really love this artwork with just the 2 friends hanging out, and this Monodramon is just bored, and this one's just, you know, he's the happy one, he's the cranky one. So 0 cost to evolve, 2 to play normally, 3000 DP. No skills, not even an inheritable skill, so we can really move on, and we get 1, 2, 3, and 4 of that Monodramon. So we will have the original art here, just so you can see what it originally looked like. Moving forward then, we move on to Agumon, 2006. As noted by the red straps. So, this Agumon. He is a 0 cost to evolve, 3 to play normally with 2000 DP. However, his evolution base effector is his inheritable skill. I can words. When attacking a player, this Digimon gets 2000 DP for the rest of the turn. So that is not bad if you've evolved Gigamon into Agumon. So if an opponent's Digimon is destroyed on your turn, Gigamon would give Agumon another 2000, and then Agumon's own inheritable, you know, that's another to the chain. So that's pretty good. I mean, I can't really complain about power boosts. That's you know, and it's going to help for getting over those higher level 6s and 7s eventually, like when you evolve up the chain. You know, when you start running into 12, 13, 14,000 powers, these extra 2000s are all going to come together. So quite handy in that respect, and we get 4 of him. Then we move on to our new Gilmon, and I love the foil effect. I love how the foil effect on the card, you know, interacts with the light shining down on Gilmon, and the artwork. I do love how detailed this Gilmon is. I love that the hazard symbol has the foil effect to it, so it glistens as well. Really good card. Again, love the foil effect. Very robust. Feels like a Final Fantasy trading card game card. But similar to our Vmon from the Ulforce Vidramon deck, this also has an ability that lets it warp Digivolve. So on your turn, if there is a level 6 or above opponent Digimon in play, you may ignore the evolution requirements and play a Dukemon from your hand to evolve this Digimon, paying an evolution cost of 4. So if your opponent has a level 6 or higher, you can warp Digivolve for the cost of 4 memory. That's pretty dang good. And then its inheritable skill, on your turn, once per turn, when an opponent's Digimon is destroyed, draw 1 card from your deck. So that's not bad either. But the only downside is, much like Vmon, we only get 2. So if you want a playset of this one, you're going to have to get a second starter deck. And whether that's a good thing or a bad thing is completely up to you. This is not the video to have that conversation. I do admit though, or digress, that given that it's a Dukemon or Gilmon themed deck, it does seem a bit greedy. That would be my only comment on it. But moving on then, we go to Pioman. Or Pioman, I should say, because we're using the Japanese name, so Pio instead of Bio. And she's a 0 cost to evolve, 4 to play normally, and 3000 power, but comes with the skill of a blocker. So level 3 blocker, that's pretty nice. So when your opponent's Digimon performs an attack, if this Digimon is in the active position, so like that, as opposed to suspended, you may rest. So suspended and rest is the Japanese terms, and suspended is the localized term. So if this Digimon is in the active position, you can rest this Digimon and change the target of the attack to this Digimon. And then on your turn, this Digimon cannot attack the player. That's... So you're keeping Pioman active. It can't attack the player, so it can't do security attacks. But when you are being attacked, Pioman can step in and take the blow, and you get 4 Pioman. So then we move on to Growlmon, and this guy's fun. So I love the artwork here with Growlmon fighting the Dark Growlmon. I was tempted to say Tyranomon there, but it's not. It is just a black Growlmon. So the two of them fighting is really cute. And then the Pulsemon cameo in the background. We just can't get away from this guy. Not that I would want to. I do love Pulsemon, even if I'm not training one at the moment. We did install the Ancient Warriors dim into this earlier on, so Vmon is my partner for a while Kaduchimon is resting in the app. But no general effect on Growlmon here, but his inheritable skill or base evolution skill is on your turn, once per turn, when an opponent's Digimon is destroyed, you get 1 memory. So again, focusing on when your opponent's monsters are destroyed and benefiting you with Gigamon in the line, an extra 2,000 data points plus 1 memory. You know, that just continues to work in your favor. But much like Gilmon, we do only get the 2. So if you want to play set, you need a second starter deck. Moving on then, we have Geogrammon, and we have 4 of this beastie boy. Look at him. I love this artwork. And I'm hunched over and just breathing fire and all snarly and awesome. I love Geogrammon. And I really have since the Sabres days, or Data Squad, for those of you who only watched the dub. You poor things. Nah, I joke. The dub for Sabres was fine. It was actually one of the better Digimon dubs, if I'm being honest. So, 2 costs to evolve from a level 3 into level 4, or 6 to play normally. We've got 5000 DP, and its ability then, it has 2. So it's got a security ability. So if this, so if this triggered as a security Digimon, that after the battle ends, you play this card without paying its cost. That's really good. And then its other ability is that when it's played, you destroy one opponent's Digimon whose DP is 4000 or less. So that's really good. So if your opponent performs a security check and runs into this, after that battle, it hits the field without paying its cost, and then when it hits the field, its other ability goes off and destroys one of your opponent's monsters with 4000 points or less. That's quite fun, and I do enjoy it. And having 4 of him, does increase the odds. If you were to just use this deck as it is, having 4 of him does increase the odds that he'll end up as at least one of your security checks. So, quite fun. Moving on then to Dark Tyranomon, and this is just a vanilla level 4, 1 cost to evolve, 6 to play normally, and 6000 DP. This is a reprint from the Dark Tyranomon in Booster 1. And it's really fun artwork. We get 1, 2, 3, 4 of him. And I'll just set there so you can see the original artwork of how this looked, or if you've seen my original video opening Booster Pack 1, you might recall it from that. Moving on then to our first level 5, and it's Groundramon, also a reprint of the Groundramon from Booster Pack 1 with featured new artwork. I do love that this new artwork does match the God, who was it that got new artwork in the Ulforce deck, but it's a similar art style. So let me just double check that. And it was, of course, Greymon, or Gorillamon, who just got this more vibrant, cartoony art style. And I think Cordramon, in the same... Oh, and that would make sense because we can see that they do share the same artist. So that makes total sense. Thank you, Koki, for the magnificent art. I do love Cordramon here, but vanilla level 5, no inheritable skill, no base effect, 2 costs to evolve from a level 4, 5 to play normally, and 6000 DP. So moving on, then we get to Ryze Greymon, let's have a look here at Ryze Greymon. We get 4 of it. A bit of a beefy level 5, I think, with 7000 DP, 3 costs to evolve from, and 7 to play normally. And with the ability that when it's played, you destroy one of your opponent's Digimon with who's 5000 or lower. So following on then from Geogrammon, who when he's played destroys an opponent's Digimon of 4000 points or lower, it does make sense that Ryze Greymon then would go for the next stage, for 1000 points higher than that. So if Ryze Greymon hits the field and your opponent was playing this, for example, Ryze Greymon's effect would trigger and bye-bye your Geogrammon. So it's certainly not the worst skill to have. You know, so if your opponent, it does sort of make your opponent wary, I think, or be a bit more cautious about how far up the evolution chain they want to evolve, or you know what they can expect from you to counter that. So once it's played, destroy one of your opponent's Digimon with 5,000 DP or less. Very cool. Then we get to Wargrelmon, and this art, man, can we just... Oh my god, look at this artwork. It's sick. Absolutely sick. He looks like he's gone berserk. I really do love it. So a level 5, 3 cost to evolve, 8 to play normally, 8,000 DP, and or Megalogrelmon is the Japanese name. Wargrelmon is the dub term, which makes sense on its own, because it is meant, you know, because of Gilmon's origins and Takato being a fan of the show. You know, it would make sense he'd want his own War Greymon. So Wargrelmon is sort of how we got there. But Megalogrelmon here, with a base effect that when it's attacking, you destroy one opponent's Digimon whose DP is 3,000 or lower. I'm not... Yeah, I mean, that's going to hit some very low value champion levels or some very high rookie levels. But I think the inheritable skill ability is the better of the two, to be honest. Like, I'm sure this one will have its uses, but I think this effect is more valuable if you get Megalogrelmon onto the board early into the game. But late game, I don't really know how viable that effect or how valuable that effect is. But its evolution base effect or its inheritable skill. On your turn, once per turn, when an opponent's Digimon is destroyed, this Digimon gains security attack +1. The number of security cards this Digimon checks increases by 1 for the rest of the turn. That's... Ooh. So that's interesting text, though. Number of security cards this Digimon checks increases by 1. So, do you get an extra security attack? Or when you do your security attack, do you just check 2 cards? I need to double check that. The wording, that's a bit strange. I need to double check the wording on that. You would presume it would just be, you know, when it's when an opponent's Digimon is destroyed, this gains security attack +1. So, say you have Ryze Greymon out and it destroys an opponent's Digimon, this gains security attack +1. So then when it attacks directly, you know, it would do the security check then, but then, you know, it has a +1 on that, so it gets to attack again. So I guess it's all the same, but if you run into a blocker or a Digimon with high DP, I mean, I think it's just a case where, you know, you do the attack twice, but if it's going to flip up 2 cards at the same time, maybe I'm just misinterpreting the wording here, but either way, I think this is the better skill. This is a very early skill, a very early game skill to me, but, you know, feel free to correct me down below. And then we have the cover card for the set, Dukemon, or Galantmon, as you may know him from the dub. And, yeah, 3 cost to evolve, 11 to play normally, 11,000 DP. I'm just looking at the background cameos. Oh god, we have that one that is just guns. And then I think that's BL Starmon in the background up here, but I think its name is just Gundramon. Citation needed, but you know, this is the Digimon that, you know, people use in memes when it's like Pokemon evolution. Charmander, Charmeleon, Charizard. Digimon evolution. Vmon, XVmon, this, or Pokemon is family friendly. We can't have guns. Digimon says hold my beer, and you get Deputymon and this and so many others. So you do see this one pop up in a lot of Digimon memes, but let's have a look at the ability then. So it's got a security attack +1, and then when it's attacking, destroy one opponent's Digimon whose DP is 4,000 or lower. If an opponent Digimon was not destroyed by this effect, this Digimon gains 3,000 DP for the rest of the turn. Huh. So when you're attacking, if your opponent has a Digimon with 4,000 points or less on the field, it's automatically destroyed. But when it's attacking, if that doesn't happen, this gains an extra 3,000, which is really going to help you just barrel over your opponent's suspended Digimon. That's really nice, actually. Yeah, no, that's really nice. I don't know if I would like the 4,000 to just be a tad higher, maybe 5,000, because when Ryze Greymon just hits the field, he destroys any monster with 5,000 or less. So I don't know, for a level 6, I don't know if I would prefer this to just be 1,000 more. But this whole thing of, if that doesn't happen, he gets an extra 3,000 power, that's really fun. And we get 2 of him. So again, if you want the playset, you're going to need a second deck. And then our last Digimon for the structure deck is Shine Greymon, and he is also foil, and we get 4 of him. So, if the cards would unstick, thank you. What happens when they're just new out of the box? So, oh, such good artwork. Really hoping we get burst mode as a level 7 for this guy, because Shine Greymon and Mirage Gaugamon don't have their own Omegamon form, which I still think to this day for Sabres was a lost opportunity there. I mean, Frontier got its own Omegamon form. Sabres really should have as well, but in this day and age, do we really need another Omegamon? Back then, I don't think it was as bad though. So if for it being a product of its time, it would have been fine, but just look at how the light hits that with the sky in the background and everything. It's so good. So Shine Greymon, 4 cost to evolve or 12 to play normally. A Beast Boy at 12,000 DP. And it has the abilities of security attack +1, and it's got piercing. So when this Digimon attacks and initiates a battle, if the opponent's Digimon is the only Digimon destroyed in that battle, this Digimon checks security. Oh. So if your opponent only has 1 monster on the field and this attacks it, you do a security attack, and then it gets security attack +1, so you do another check on top of that again. That's crazy. I really like that skill. And geez, this artwork is just... oh, I might actually be in love, guys. I might actually be in love with this artwork. It's so pretty. And then, yeah, again, we get 4 of him, so... moving on then to the option cards that come with it. So our first option card then is Royal Sabre, which is a 2-of. Love the artwork, but it is a 2-of. And you choose one of your Digimon. That Digimon gets plus 2,000 DP for the rest of this turn. Okay, that's nice enough in itself. After that, if the number of cards remaining in your security are equal to or fewer than the opponent's, choose one of your Digimon, and that Digimon gains security attack +1. The number of security cards this Digimon checks increases by 1 for the rest of the turn. So, damn. So if you've got 3 security and your opponent has 4, you can choose one of your Digimon and it gains security attack +1. Jeez, could you imagine like applying that to Shine Greymon, who already has security attack +1, giving him another one? Or applying it to Dukemon, who already has security, like, and giving him another one. Man. And then if it's revealed as a security card, add it to your hand, so it's got a security skill as well. So the usual security is either add it to your hand or place it on the field, as we've seen before. Then our next option card is Atomic Blast, or Atomic Blaster, which is a 4-of, and its main ability is choose any number of opponent Digimon, choose any number of opponents Digimon such that their total DP adds up to 8,000 or lower. So you can choose one Digimon with 8,000, 4 with 2, 2 with 3, 1 with 2. Just their DPs have to add up to 8,000 or lower. After that, destroy the Digimon you have chosen. Dude, that's crazy. Oh, wow. Yeah, I think I prefer this over the Ulforce deck. I really did. This deck is all about just increasing your attack stats, increasing your security attack, and just obliterating the opponent. Like, this is just pure beatdown. And I kind of love it. So if your opponent has like 4 Digimon on the field with 2,000 DP each, oh, I'm sorry, that adds up to 8. That adds up to 8k. Bang! For the cost of 5, you get rid of them all. Oh, I really do like that. And then the security effect. So if it's okay, so if this is triggered as a security card, so if it's in your security stash, you flip it over for the security check, you activate the main ability. Aww. Oh, that's all kinds of fun. Oh, that is just all kinds of fun. And then the last option card is Gaia Force, a reprint of the Gaia Force seen in the first starter deck. And it's been reprinted as a playset. Thank you. So, for those who don't know, right, I'll go over basically what Gaia Force does, right, is its main ability is that it destroys one of your opponent's Digimon, right, and it's an 8 cost to use, so it's a high cost to destroy one Digimon. Regardless of its power level, you just destroy one Digimon. And then its security ability as well is you just activate the main ability, right? So, in the original starter deck, this was a 2. It was a 1 or a 2 of in the main starter deck, in the original Taichi Gaia Red starter deck. And in that deck, right, because this card is so powerful and is so versatile, because it's just pay 8 and bang, or oh, security check, bang, right? Because it's so versatile in how you can use it. The secondary market has started scalping the Taichi deck to a ridiculous cost, 2 and 3 times the MSRP. So the Digimon card game went, well, we're not having any of that. Here's a full playset in the Gallantmon deck, or Dukemon deck. The new artwork is really nice. I'll just put it up here so you can see the original artwork alongside it. This is the second reprint of this card. I think I showed off the other reprint during our Tamer's Evolution box video, but yeah, I'm just really happy that like the secondhand market has just been given a gigantic middle finger by Bandai and the people behind the card game, because those kind of tactics hurt everybody. So really happy there. So we have four new Gaia Force to add to our collection. So that is the deck. Now, one thing I didn't show off was the playmat, so we'll do that now just for funsies, because there's nothing really left. I do prefer the tactics and strategy of the Dukemon deck over the Ulforce deck, and a lot of that is because, as I said in the Ulforce unboxing, I don't know how versatile a lot of the have 8 cards or more in your hand effects are. Having those sort of how long is a game going to go? What sort of card generation or effects are you going to use to be able to just draw more cards or add more cards to your hand? I don't really know how versatile those abilities are, so I do prefer what we've seen of the Gilmon deck so far. So speaking of, so here is one side of the playmat, which has the new Gilmon card art. Just lift this up here and show it off. So that is the Dukemon side of the playmat. And then if we flip it over, we have the Gilmon and Gigamon side, which I prefer because this artwork is sick. So that is it. And I don't think I showed off the other playmat to this degree, so let's just pop some photos in here. And yeah, so that is it. So we'll just set this back down. And I'll just tidy this up. Yeah, so that will bring us to the end of our look at the Dukemon starter deck. What do you guys think of it? Let me know in the comments down below. Is there any cards or strategies in particular you're looking forward to using? Why will this not fold back up the way it should? There we go. And I got it. Okay. So are there any cards in particular you're looking forward to using? How are your own strategies affected by any of the cards in here? Is there anything you're not looking forward to playing against? I'm kind of looking forward to chopping and changing a couple of these and seeing how they interact with just the original red starter deck and just cards that, you know, that we've seen from Ultimate Power and even Battle of Omega. You know, I think there's a lot of good versatility in here. I genuinely do think there's a lot of good versatility in here. So cool. So we will leave it there. Thank you very much for joining in. Really do appreciate it. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Make sure to look after yourselves, people. Drink your water. Please hydrate. It's super important. We're not allowed to do much as it is, and I do worry about atrophy setting in because of these lockdowns and such. So make sure you hydrate and go for a walk, stay active, just for your own sake. And I will see you later this week for our review of episode 46 of Digimon Adventure 2020. And until then, as I say, take care, stay safe, have yourselves a good old rest of the week, and I'll talk to you again. Bye-bye. Done, done.